Hi everyone, I am doing a summer themed video today. It's finally getting to the time in England where the weather is warming up. I mean, not consistently, we tend to get a week, 4 days warm weather at a time, but nevertheless I start to switch out some of my makeup and beauty products to suit the slightly more warmer weather, and I thought I would share those with you today. It's going to be a bit of a mixture between old faithfuls that I swap out and use every year and a few products that I have tried something new of this year, so I'll be giving you a kind of mini first impression review of those as well. So I'm going to start with makeup and let's talk face base. I use foundation throughout the winter. I've got a variety of different foundations. I'm not loyal to one in particular, but for daytime use I'd like to switch out to a tinted moisturiser, but this year I am using a CC cream. So this is one of the newer products. I haven't been using this for a long time. I don't even think this was out last year, and it's the L'Oreal Nude Magique CC cream, and I've got the anti-redness version. They've got several different types. I can't remember off the top of my head what they were, but my one is for anti-redness. So I always used to use the Nivea tinted moisturiser. As I've got a bit older, it's not quite giving me enough coverage. This one is okay so far. The comments I would make, don't be scared of it. It comes out green, but it blends into a skin coloured finish. It only comes in one colour, so I don't think it's going to, well, I know it's not going to be suitable for all skin tones. It is slightly too dark for me, but I can get away with it by blending it out. So people with fairer skin than me are probably going to find this makes them too orange. The lasting power I'm pretty happy with. I use a primer underneath it, but when I do so, I've found that it has lasted until I get home from work. Not full coverage still, but it fades evenly. Not drying, it's very, very, very dewy. So you do need to powder. That's fine by me because I've got dry skin, but obviously if you've got oily skin, that may immediately put you off. So that's one of the newer products I have been trying this year. I think what I really need to do is bite the bullet and invest in one of those raved about high-end tinted moisturisers such as the Jouer, the Laura Mercier or the NARS. I haven't tried any of them. I hear nothing but good things about them, so I probably do just need to invest in one of those, but for now I'm trying this. The other makeup item, well, I switch out a few makeup items, but another makeup item that I switch out is my powder. You may have heard me talk about the Makeup Forever HD Pro Finish powder before. It's a lovely powder, it's great, but it's got quite a lot of coverage in it, especially if you're using it on top of your foundation. So this summer and every summer for as far as I can remember, I swap out to the Rimmel Stay Matte, which is another one that is very, very popular. I normally get it in a translucent colour. This year I needed to repurchase it because I'd used it up and I couldn't find it anywhere. They seem to be sold out, so I've gone with Peach Glow, but to be honest I haven't really noticed much difference. What I like about this is it gives you a mattifying effect without too much coverage, so in the summer that's why I prefer to use it. It's got a good sort of pore refining property as well, and obviously the price is really, really good. The only complaint I've got about it, which is a complaint I've heard everyone make, is the packaging. It's very flimsy, and if you were to keep this in your bag, it is quite liable to break, as I have experienced. So bronzer is another thing that I tend to change. So this winter, particularly since Christmas, because that's when I got this, I have been using the Hoola bronzer. I've used it before. I had gone through a whole full-size product and I hadn't repurchased, not because I didn't like it, I just hadn't got around to it, and I got this in a sample size for Christmas. Very, very popular because it's completely matte, there's no shimmer in it. Although it looks quite dark, it's pretty good for lighter skin tones because it doesn't come off as dark, and it's very, very blendable. I'm no contouring queen, I've only just sort of started to get into it last winter, but this I've been using particularly on a night out to contour. However, throughout the summer, I don't want a contoured look, I prefer more of an all-over glow. So this summer I'm going back to my old favourite. It is a bronzer that I have used I think for about 3 or 4 years, ever since my sister bought me it for my birthday, and it is the MAC bronzing powder, specifically in either golden or refined golden. So this is refined golden. It's good for fair skin. It's got a tiny bit of shimmer in, but you wouldn't want to use it for contouring, but it's great for that all over healthy glow. However, if you want one without any shimmer, the golden one, that's just called golden, not refined, is exactly the same without the shimmer. And these are great bronzers. I haven't really had them talked about too much because I think mainly because there are so many good bronzers out there, especially drugstore, but I just have a loyalty to the MAC bronzer, and it's something that I go back to every year, so that is definitely a bronzer I would recommend to anybody for summertime. And the final makeup that I switch out is mascara, and I always switch to a waterproof mascara during the summer. So during the winter, particularly in the last few months, well, I know that's not really been winter, but this year, particularly the last few months, I've been really enjoying the L'Oreal Million Lashes mascara. I haven't bought the waterproof version of that, but there is one, so I would be keen to try that. But I already had the much raved about Rocket by Maybelline in the waterproof formula, and I wasn't quite sure about this when I first started to use it, but I have grown to love it because when it says it's waterproof, it is waterproof. It doesn't budge and it stays there all day. So not only is that great for the summer where you might be, let's say, perspiring a little bit, we also are prone to showers during the summer in the UK, so it's not uncommon that you'd be out in your little shorts and t-shirt, lovely summer's day, and then suddenly you're caught in a downpour. So waterproof mascara is a must, and this holds up to the waterproof. But the actual formula and the effect on my lashes I love as well. You do need to build it. One layer looks a bit spidery, but it doesn't clump when you build because it's got this thick rubber wand, which I've shown you before, I think, with very, very short bristles to it, so it doesn't clump, and you can just keep layering it and layering it, and then when you do that, you do get a lovely effect. So that is the mascara that I'm switching out to for the summer months this year. And the other product that I tend to switch every year is my night cream. I have been using up until recently the No. 7 Protect and Perfect Intense Night Cream, and the clue is in the name Intense. It's very, very rich, it's very, very thick. I love it, but during the summer months I like to switch out to something lighter. And again, this is an old favourite of mine that I have been using for a long time and I have a loyalty to, and it is the Olay Instant Hydration Night Cream. So the reason I love this, I mean, you can see how much I love it. It's almost gone. I'm going to have to repurchase. First of all, price. Olay have probably, in my opinion, the best quality for the price with a lot of the skincare I've tried. They're kind of drugstore brand. Obviously, they're the higher end of drugstore, but I do think you get excellent products for the price. The packaging always lets them down. It's very, very cheap looking, but packaging is only sort of an added bonus when it comes to products. But this anti-wrinkle, it says anti-wrinkle and it is anti-wrinkle. I have noticed difference in my wrinkles with using this, but it's light, so you don't put it on at night and feel like that you're clogging your pores and you're really going to get uncomfortable if you get hot during the night. And it's got a gorgeous summery smell. It smells of cucumber, so it's really, really refreshing, and this is a go-to beauty product every single summer for me. And finally, I just wanted to mention products that I don't switch out for every summer. I actually use these all year round, but they are products that I wanted to mention because they are particularly relevant in the summer, and that is Fake Tan and Sunscreen. So Fake Tan and me go way back, and I have gone through some orange stages in my life, I am happy to admit. I do try now to embrace my natural paleness, but I just can't. I can't bare my legs without a bit of Fake Tan on, but normally I don't plan it, and I'm too lazy to spend a lot of time doing the whole routine where you then have to leave it on overnight or a few hours and wash off. So I'm getting to the point. So the point is I use a wash off tanner, and it's the Rimmel Sun Shimmer in Light Matte. I have used this one for many, many years. They've changed the packaging this year, and it looks a bit more expensive looking, so that's nice, but they have put the price up as well. So, but it's still affordable. It's often on offer, but it's at least at the most I think about £8 for this size bottle. And I put it on with a tanning mitt, and the colour for me, Light Matte, is just right. Now it's water resistant as well, and it says it's transfer resistant for up to 24 hours, and I'd say that's pretty true because I put this on last weekend for a night out. Now don't judge me with this story. I put it on about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, got dressed later on that night, went on my night out, stayed over at my friend's, got up the next day. I didn't shower because I was too lazy and hungover, and I didn't shower till about 8 o'clock that night, and I still had a really nice tan on my legs. So this lasts really well, and I'd recommend that. I hear Anna from Viviana Does Makeup really recommends the BB version of this. So I would try that as well, but I've got so much left of this, I'll just go through this first. And sunscreen, I use sunscreen all year round. When I remember, I use it on my face every day, but I try and put it on the areas of my body that are exposed every day, even if it's just my chest and my hands. But I don't always remember. But when the sun's out, it prompts me to remember more, and I do start to use it every day. And my favourite my favourite sun care range is Sultan from Boots, and particularly the sensitive range. I've just got their SPF 15 here, but I've got them all. I've got the high factors for the face, I've got 30s for the body, and it's just the best sunscreen I've ever used. It's affordable as well. It's normally 3 for 2 in Boots. It's got the 5-star UVA protection as well as UVB protection. It always comes out top in the official sort of scientific tests that I read about in magazines or online, when they sort of test sunscreens to see if they really are as good as they say they are. And it's for sensitive skin, so I get no reaction to it whatsoever, and it's light and easy to apply. So I wanted to mention that because it is one of my favourite summer products. So that is all the summer products I'm going to talk about today. I hope you have enjoyed it and found it useful, and I hope that the sun is shining wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Oh, don't forget to subscribe and like. Bye! Have been loving that as a top coat. An actual nail polish, I've got an Essie one here. This is Essie in Bikini So Teeny. Very rarely do I take off a nail polish and repaint it with this